Not quite the finished product. We still have a few steps to go here. But good Lord, you guys put in, I mean, just a masterpiece on this floor. And there's a few little spots they filled. Some bugs landed in it overnight. I want to say, I think my favorite spot is I really like, they're almost like these like little fault lines like along, and then there's one spot over, oh, right here. I mean, you've got like every single color fault lined right along here.
You even got a few of your own little colors with the white and red.
Yeah, you kind of made like a few like little pinks, some purples, like little purple hue over here. And it's not even done. So this is just, I mean, not necessarily the start of it, but I mean, yeah, so there's going to be another top coat of clear on top. And then they're also adding a really sick perimeter line all the way around, which I think is going to make it pop even more. But good Lord, man, this thing, it already looks crazy. Every single spot you look at is just different. Every single spot. But hopefully here at the end of the day, we'll have a pretty much finished product. Good Lord. Look at this floor. So we've got this red border here going all the way around. You're not allowed out here. No. It's still technically a little bit soft. I was told I could walk around it with, get inside. Walk around it with socks on or bare feet, but I don't want to give those out for free. But good, man. This is fantastic. I did have them add a ton of anti-slip because I am on a little bit of an incline here on the driveway. So I don't want cars or the motorcycle not being able to get into the garage or like peeling out on the edges and ruining the flooring. So we've got some nice, I think they're clear silica is what I think they are. But man, this looks phenomenal. Oh, I can't believe how good this came out. Every single inch is different everywhere. When the light hits it, it's different. In the shade, it's different. You can see how bright. And you kind of can't see the metallic in the camera, but it looks astonishing. Super happy how this came out. So now we're gonna let it dry, and I guess we'll make another part when we start moving some other things and doing some other things in here, and we'll keep you updated. Good evening, everyone. It is evening, even though it is a new day. Douglas and I, Douglas, we are putting in the flooring for the living room. As you know, we cut out the fireplace here, and there was a missing patch. There's really nothing special about this flooring. I guess I will show you how it's put in. It's really not hard, pretty easy to do, especially if you get yourself a LPV, one of the two, however you say it. The cutter makes it a lot easier and a little more efficient. So hopefully I'll have this done within the next, a few hours would be fantastic, and we'll go from there. All right, so quick little how-to here. So I've obviously got a few rows in already. However, you are going to, it's really not rocket science. So you'll see here you have almost like a short lip, right? So you've got this little short lip and you've got this little long lip. Right, this one's higher and this one's lower. So the easiest way that I found is once you've got more than one row, it obviously gets a little more difficult. So you get this one locked in right? So pretty close. If you kind of give it a little bit of a wiggle, gross. A little bit of a wiggle and a little bit of push at the same time, you can kind of get it to scoot forward right until it's almost at the edge of the next lip. You're gonna lay it flat, and then you're gonna try and keep them all lined up, right? And as long as you get it relatively close, it'll kind of, you see this side kind of popped in. This side hasn't, but because that side's popped in, if you just give this a little bit of a push, boop, right? Now that side's pretty much in. This side's pretty much in. You'll know that you've done it right. You'll notice how it's lifted. You'll know you've done it right if when you go and take this little, this tool is a lifesaver. It's hard to do with one hand. Right, if I give it a little bit of a tap, which I'm gonna try to do here one hand. I don't know if I can. So you'll know you've done it right when you use this block. I always find it easiest if you start where this attachment point is here, get that tapped in, right? And you kind of move, I'd say like a third, a few taps here, a few taps here, a few taps here. And then when you come back, right, once these joints are all pretty dang close, give it a final little tap on this original joint, it'll lay automatically all by itself. It'll lay flat, right? Before we had like an inch, inch and a half, maybe 2 inch, and now we're all flat. That's how you know you've done it right, and then you just keep repeating. Pro tip, try to get different lengths. Don't do like half, and then a quarter, and then half again, and then a quarter. Try to mix them up so that way it looks not uniform. It's kind of like what you're looking for. You're looking for a bunch of different lengths, or not really angles, but makes it look a little nicer if it's not almost like perfectly aligned every other line.